Hello, Internet. Welcome to NerdChat. I am Josh, your host, and I am covering Nightwing, Year 1, Issue 1, today. So if you've never been here before, basically what I do is I like to break down comic book stories for mostly people who don't read comics very often and want to hear some more stories about their favorite characters. And for seasoned readers, I try to pick stories that don't get commonly covered by the other big channels, like Comic Story and Comics Explained, all of them. So, what we're doing over today, like I said, Nightwing Year 1, and this is the first issue. I'm going to put up the creators of the comic up on screen right now, so that they can get their credit where credit's due. So, where this issue starts off, so this is a 6-part series, and basically the whole thing is a narration by Dick Grayson. And it's about his transition from Robin to Nightwing, how he got fired from being Batman's sidekick to how he figured out what his costume is going to be, what gear he's going to use, and how he takes his name. And it's a really impactful journey, and I really like it because Dick Grayson, just in general, is one of my favorite comic book characters of all time. And I believe that he is most other people's as well, because he's pretty important, and he is part of the original dynamic duo. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So this issue starts with Robin on a snowmobile, and he's headed to Batman. So there's all this blue text on the page, and all this is Dick's narration. So it's all happening. These are all flashbacks by Dick, and he's narrating it. We'll later find out it's to Batman in a message. But so during this, present-day Dick is he's on his way to Batman. He's trying to help out, but he's mentioning how it was. This was inevitable, and with in the narration, he's mentioning how this was inevitable with college, the Teen Titans, his own life, and it was only a matter of time that he would be late at some point that Batman really needed him. So Robin crashes through the window and he hits Clayface hits Clayface with the snowmobile. Batman is hurt, but he's hanging in there okay. So Robin starts to lead Clayface away from him, so Batman has time to recover. While Clayface is making threats that he'll drown Robin and, himself, present-day Dick talks about how dangerous and also really gross Clayface really is. As Robin leads him through snowstorms, Clayface starts to realize the trap that he fell into, because he's mostly mud and water. Of course, he starts to freeze because they're in the middle of a snowstorm. Batman starts to come over to Robin, and Robin apologizes, and he says, yeah, I know I'm late. He had Titans business, and they were trying to shut down Brother Blood. They shut him down, hopefully, for good this time. And Batman just tells him to save it, and he's very visibly angry, and he's holding on to a baby, like an infant child. Robin tries to explain how many people the Titans save, but Batman just is not having it. He's not listening one bit. This is where we find out that this is a narration that Dick is recording for Bruce, and it's all about Dick explaining to Batman why he thinks that they had the falling out they did and how things ended up going the way they did. So now we have a quick flashback to Dick's training right after his parents' death, and Bruce teaching him how to use his grief to forge it into something better, to forge himself into a weapon. Dick narrates that all his life he just wanted to impress Bruce, and what we start to see while he's in the middle of this little flashback moment is that Clayface is starting to crack straight down the middle. They start to argue more about how Dick is supposed to be his partner, not his errand boy, and Bruce says lately he hasn't been either. Even though he came straight away after he got home, Batman says he should have been there since the beginning. He needed him by his side before the night even started. Now, a more human-looking Clayface breaks out of his shell, and he pulls a gun, demanding to be given back the baby, and Batman says no. So Dick says that Bruce always taught him to respect a gun no matter what idiot is wielding it. And Robin thought Batman was giving him time to disarm him, but Dick didn't see what Bruce saw. The gun was going to backfire because it was full of clay, and when Clayface shot the gun, it did backfire and knocked Clayface down. Bruce and Dick continue to argue about who's going to take the baby back to the car while the other one goes to deal with Clayface. And while Bruce is trying to shove the baby off to Dick, Dick just says no, and he just takes off into the snow to go after Clayface, because while they were arguing, Clayface managed to get away. Robin manages to easily track him through the snow, and he finds him in the sewers, which, gross, because that means one thing. Clayface was rebuilding himself, and Dick didn't really want to consider what he was rebuilding himself out of. Robin hits him with an electric batarang that he and Cyborg apparently had recently developed. And Robin quickly tries to take him down, but realizes it was a trick. He was fighting a clay duplicate. It was just this big pile of clay that Clayface was just controlling. He wasn't actually in it. Robin is getting tossed around like a rag doll, and over the narration, Dick is mentioning that back in the day he would have loved to lay into Clayface with mud jokes about how, here's mud in your eye, or you're full of mud, whatever ridiculous jokes that Robin would typically dish out. But he was trying too hard to stay alive, and Dick had his secret weapon. Everyone always underestimates a kid. So he wrapped this cable around a pipe, and Clayface used one of his own attacks, and he just burst open the pipe when he swiped down at Robin. So this causes rushing water to come down on him and washes away everything but the human form underneath. Now Batman is finally caught up, and he says Robin shouldn't have gone alone after him. Robin asks about the baby. Batman says it's in the car, and so now they're taking the baby back to the police station, where the mother is, waiting to find out what happened to her child. So Robin assumes that the baby was taken for ransom, but Batman explains that Clayface is the father, actually, and this was a domestic dispute. Dick realizes the irony because they're about to have a fight, Dick and Bruce, so another domestic dispute, a father and son dynamic. So while Bruce is mad at Dick for being late, Dick is now mad at Bruce for not giving him all the information about the mission. Knowing that this was a domestic problem could have helped Dick and how he handled the situation when he was fighting. So once they get back to the cave, Alfred is ecstatic to see that Master Richard has returned, but when they pulled in the Batmobile, they kind of startled Alfred, who was cleaning the giant T-Rex, and Alfred cuts his head on one of the teeth. He's okay, and Dick points out that Alfred is bleeding, and Alfred's like, "Oh, it's just a flesh wound." He starts to go off to get bandaged up. And Bruce asks Alfred if they can make him something warm to shake off the cold, since they just came out of the snowstorm. So as Alfred is walking up, he tells Dick that he left a surprise for him in the changing room. And so this is about Robin, growing up, or Dick growing up. He's getting older, he's no longer a kid. And Alfred mentions that robins molt their feathers as they become full-fledged adults. So what Alfred had done is he made Dick a brand new costume, a much more adult-looking version of his typical Robin suit. So Dick realizes why Bruce wanted to shove Alfred out of the room at this point as he's holding out his new costume, because Dick tries to make a joke about it. He's like, "Hey, I can finally retire the pixie boots, right?" And Bruce is like, "No, we need to talk." So after Alfred goes upstairs to go get, the snacks that he had promised, Bruce puts the cave in lockdown. So that's when things start to get heated. So Dick says, "Yes, I know, I know that you need me more to spend more time in Gotham." And Bruce yells that this is a war. Robin is supposed to be his second in command. Anything less than total devotion is wasting time. Alfred is trying to get in the cave, but he now realizes that he's locked out. He doesn't know why. He's not sure if it's an emergency or if whatever is happening, but he's usually there to referee anytime that these kind of arguments happen. Because it's not the first time that Robin is, that Bruce has been mad with Dick for whatever reason. If he's not around enough, or if he's falling short on for some reason. It's not like it's the first time they've had this fight, but Alfred is always there because he's Alfred, to be the parental figure that kind of keeps them in check, and that's why Bruce locked him out. So after they continue to yell at each other, Bruce tells Dick that he is fired and to get out of his cave. And Dick says, "Fine, if that's the way he wants it, he guesses he'll see him around." He starts to leave with his new costume, and Bruce yells at him to leave the new uniform. So now in the narration, Dick is mentioning that he never even got to try on the uniform, and that was one of the things that apparently hurt him the most, is before he left, he never even got to... Because Robin is his mantle. He became Robin. It's not a title that Bruce gave him. It's something that he made on his own. So not only did Bruce just fire Robin as Batman's sidekick, he took Dick's own own title from him that he created. And that's something that hurts him a lot. So Alfred at this point breaks through the clock that goes down to that goes down the stairs to get to the Batcave with an axe that he had somewhere. And Bruce tells him that Dick is gone and he's been dismissed. So Alfred sees the unused uniform and asks, "Surely you don't expect me to wear that?" And Alfred has not fully realized the severity of the situation, because this isn't the first time that Dick has been fired. So Alfred just assumes, like, yeah, whatever, he'll be back. But this time is for real. Dick is not coming back because he has been legitimately fired from being Robin, according to Bruce. So it sucks because, like I said, it's something that Dick created for himself to be Batman's, sidekick, to work with him. But it's still his title. It doesn't mean that he gets to have it, or that Bruce gets to take it from him, but that's what happened anyways. So now Dick doesn't know what he's supposed to do. So the rest of this is about him going on the journey to figure out, what he exactly wants to do. Keep up the superhero life, try to do something else, go to a normal civilian life and whatnot. And each issue we get to see him interact with other people, like other super people, which is really cool because they help him. Dick is someone who is not alone in this world by any means. He has a lot of friends. He reaches out to the other superheroes. So the next issue is actually about him going to visit Clark Kent, or Superman, to get his way in on the whole situation and ask for his advice. And after that, we're going to see some other characters like Deadman, or, some of the Titans or whatnot, Batgirl. It's really good. And we get to even eventually see him interact with Jason Todd as Jason Todd is taking up the mantle of Robin. But it's a really interesting journey. So I'm going to be back each week with another installation of this. So I hope that you will like, comment, subscribe, and all that to tune in for more. And I hope that you enjoyed what you were here for today. So, yeah, that's all I got for now. But you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. Check their description below. We have a Discord if there's any stories in particular that you'd like to hear, or heroes that you'd like me to do a story on. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'm very easy to contact because I don't have a lot of subscribers right now. So it's very easy to get through my literally no fan mail. But yeah, that's all I got today. So I will talk to you all soon, and I hope that you stick around. And yeah, goodbye.